Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a blessed week. Mine's going really good. It's about to start raining here any minute, so I thought I'd better record my video before the rain starts hitting on the roof. And I'll tell you what, it's cold out here too. So anyway, listen, I wanted to talk to you for just a minute about America being under God's judgment. And guys, listen, we are absolutely under God's judgment. And there's 3 scriptures that absolutely prove that. And we're going to go over that. You know, you can't have abortion just rampant in the country. You can't have the LGBTQ agenda rampant in the country, accepted in the schools, accepted in society, and not come under God's judgment. And we are absolutely under God's judgment. So listen, Amos 3:6, this is what it says. It says, "Shall a trumpet be blown in a city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord has not done it?" God says right there that when disaster comes upon a city, He's behind it because that city is under judgment. You know, Washington, D.C., and all the leaders that we have up there, the Congress, the Senate, Biden, probably the worst president in American history, all these leaders, and not all of them, because I gotta say that there's probably a handful of them that are decent people that are trying to do the best for the country. But all these others that's been there for 30, 40 years, that are all members of the deep state, they go there and they might have a couple $1,000,000 in the bank, and within 5 or 6 years, they're multi-millionaires. They're just as crooked as the day is long. People, these leaders that we have in Washington, they are a judgment sent by God. They're a plague on this country. I've been watching a lot of videos on the southern border. I just watched one yesterday with an Arizona sheriff, and he was taking us up and down the border, telling us about the border. People, listen. Since Biden took office, we've had over 1 million people come across the border. And a lot of them are terrorists from the Middle East. They're not people coming in from Mexico, El Salvador. A lot of them are, but there's a lot of terrorists coming from the Middle East. The minute someone steps into America, they throw down their passport and their other identification. They do that because they don't want anybody knowing they're from Pakistan, from Iran. This sheriff walks along and just picks up passports and IDs all day long. People, you know that train derailment that we just had in Ohio? Well, I don't know how many of you know this, but there's been food plants blowing up all over America. These are all terrorist attacks, probably by a lot of these people that we just let in, that just came across our southern border. America is crumbling. We're coming apart at the seams. But listen, it's all by design. Every bit of it is all by design. I mean, our southern border, the government is doing absolutely nothing but welcoming all these people in, and it's all by design. They want to make America a third world country. Now look at all of our natural disasters. Look at all the natural disasters we have. Out west, we have 100-year fires every year. The fires are getting worse and worse every single year. All across the West, every summer, our fire season anymore doesn't even end. It's all year long. We have 100-year floods every year. All over the South, all over the country, we have 100-year floods every year. We have Category 4 and Category 5 tornadoes and hurricanes every year. Every single year we have more and more. Because America's under judgment. Look at what it says in Isaiah 45, 5-7. God says, I am the Lord, there is none else. There is no God besides me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that thou may know from the rising of the sun, from the east, that there is none besides me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. Now listen to what he says. I form the light, and I create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. People, America is under God's divine judgment. Look at the homeless. Look at the homeless in every city across America. People, listen. They're doing absolutely nothing about the homeless. Absolutely nothing. Oh, for a show, they'll have a couple of shelters. And like I was watching one the other night, this one city, they have 800 beds in the shelters, and they've got 3,000 people right outside on the streets that they're doing nothing about. The homeless problem in America is, we're adding to it every day, and they're doing nothing about it. Oh, they'll send $30 billion over to the Ukraine, but they're doing nothing about the homeless in America, and it's all by design. Look at this fentanyl problem that we have right now. Fentanyl is coming over the Mexican border, and they're doing nothing about it. And all these, not all, but most of these homeless people, they have overdoses every night, 20, 30, every day in every major city from fentanyl, and the government's doing nothing about it. Why? Population control. There's too many people on the earth. What they do with the homeless is, homeless will take over a block, people will start complaining, they'll move them over another block, they'll come back and clean it all up, and then 2 weeks later the homeless come right back in and occupy that block. If there's going to be a Super Bowl, just like they did in LA, they'll move all the homeless off all the streets from the airport to the Super Bowl. They'll make that all clean so everybody that flies into the Super Bowl can drive down to the stadium and not see all the homeless. Then the minute the Super Bowl's over, they come back in and occupy that same place. I was in San Francisco a while back with my daughter, and we pulled down and we went down onto the waterfront, and I said, man, it looks pretty nice down here. There's no homeless at all. And my daughter says, yeah, that's because the marathon was last weekend. They moved them all out. Come back here in a week, they'll all be back. That's how we handle the homeless crisis. Look at our economy. Gas and food prices are going up and up and up. Inflation is out of control. The interest rates now have gone up 3 or 4 points. No one can afford a house. It's all by design. It's all by design to make America a third world country, and we are under God's judgment. That's why it's all happening. Now look at this. This is what it says in Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rules of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. People, listen. The elite, the secret societies, they worship demons. They take their orders from demons. They're preparing the world for a one world government that the Antichrist can control the entire world. The United States has to go before that can happen. The Bible's very clear. There's going to be 10 kings set up, and the Antichrist is going to take control. That cannot happen if you have a superpower that's ruling the world like America does. People, America's going to fall. We're going down. It's that simple. Everything is going according to their plan. Satan and his demonic host, everything is going according to his plan. I have a feeling that UFOs, this entire UFO phenomenon, I have a feeling that UFOs are going to explain away the rapture. I think that when we're all taken out, that the UFOs are going to say, yeah, those people, their mind wasn't right. They could not move into this new utopia, so we had to take them. But UFOs, one way or another, will explain away the rapture. People, we have modern day Nephilim right now walking amongst us. I see reports all the time about people seeing other people that are not human. And pretty soon you're going to start seeing that too. People, listen. America is under divine judgment. America, right now, we are a house of cards. Pretty soon our stock market is going to absolutely crash. The bond market's going to crash. The economy is just going to absolutely crash. It's coming, and it's coming very, very soon. People, listen. Keep up on your preps and just sit back and watch it all unfold. It's going to happen. Anyway, heaven or hell, you choose. Just remember, once you take your last breath, it's a done deal.